Hi everyone, welcome to Pearl's Kitchen. If you like my video, give it a thumbs up, press the red button to subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon so you'll be notified for my upcoming video. It's all free. Thank you. The person who has God for their treasure has all things in one. Amen. Today I'm going to show you how to make Anglo-Indian Ball Curry and coconut yellow rice, and I'm also going to show you how to make Devil's Chutney. I did make this video a few years ago, but quite a few subscribers of mine had problems with the sound, so I'm going to do it again. Last time I did it with beef mince. Today I'm going to do it with lamb mince, and here are the ingredients. In this dekchi I've got 1 big ladle spoon of oil. You can use any cooking oil. It'll be around 100 grams of oil, and I've got 500 grams of lamb mince, and we're going to make this into bowls, and we're going to mix these ingredients in the mince. And I've got a fistful of fresh green coriander. I've got 2 green chilies that I've chopped. I've got half a teaspoon of garam masala here, half a teaspoon of salt, around 1 inch of grated ginger, and we'll also need 1 slice of bread that I'll soak and show you how to do it, and we'll need egg to bind it. And the rest of the ingredients here, I've got 2 large onions that I've chopped, and we've got 2 stalks of curry leaves, that's curry patta. We've got around 3 cinnamon sticks, around 8 cloves, and around 20 peppercorns. And in here I've got 3 tablespoons of ginger garlic paste, and I've got 4 fresh tomatoes that I've made into pulp, and we've also got here 2 tablespoons of tomato puree. And for the masalas here, I've got 1 teaspoon of turmeric. And now one of my subscribers pointed it out to me that I need to tell especially the Anglo-Indian community that this is turmeric and not saffron like we Anglo-Indians tend to call it. So it's quite different, because saffron is kesar, but turmeric is actually haldi, and I'm using turmeric, not saffron. And in here I've got 1.5 teaspoon of cumin powder, 1.5 teaspoon of chili powder. You can make it less if you don't want it too hot, but this comes nice when it's spicy. And I've got 3 teaspoons of dhania powder, that's coriander powder. And in here I've got 4 medium-sized potatoes that I've cut into quarters, and in here I've got 1 teaspoon of garam masala for later. And we'll need a little bit of oil to bind the bowls together, and another fistful of green coriander, and salt to taste. First thing, as soon as your oil gets hot, we're going to put the garam masala in, the khada garam masala, and then few seconds later we're going to put the onions, now we're going to wait till the onions get nice and golden in color. My onions are nice and golden now, so we're going to add the curry leaves now. My curry leaves were in the freezer. I'm sure in India everybody has curry tree in their garden. And now I'm going to put the ginger garlic paste. Put a little drop of water. Now fry the ginger garlic just for 2 to 3 minutes till the roan is good. My ginger garlic's been frying for 3 minutes now. I'm going to add all the dry masala and put another little water, 2 to 3 tablespoons. And now I'm going to gunja the masalas. I'm going to fry the masalas till the masalas stop sticking. My masalas have been frying now for the last 6 to 7 minutes. You can see it's not sticking anymore. So now I'm going to add the tomato. the tomatoes that I ground in the mixie, and I'm also going to add the tomato puree. I'm putting the gas up now, and now I'm going to fry the tomatoes and the masala for another 6 to 7 minutes. My masalas has been frying for last 7 minutes. You can see it's not sticking anymore when I put the tomatoes. That's also been frying. So I'm going to put the gas off now. And what I'm going to do is, now you need to take 2 heaped teaspoons of the masalas and keep that aside, because that we're going to add this into the bowls. And that's my lovely mum's version of ball curry. Try not to put the curry leaves, and that's it. So now let this masala cool down, and I'm going to show you how to make the bowls for the ball curry. While this masala is cooling down, to add to the mince, what we need to do is take some water and soak the bread in water till it covers the bread, and now let this soak for around 5 minutes. Now the bread's been soaking for the last 5 minutes, so that's done. So now we're going to start putting all these ingredients in here. So you can start with the chilies, the garam masala, the salt, the ginger, and the hara dhania. Give that a mix first. Okay, and then make sure you take heaped teaspoons of the masala. Okay, you know me, don't like anything wasted. Okay, give that a good mix as well. Doing it this way, putting the masalas in the mince, gives it a lovely flavor, because the masala flavor goes inside the bowls. So now what we're going to do is take the slice of bread, and you need to squeeze out all the water from it. Okay, when you squeezed out all the water, just break it in here. This helps binding it as well. Let me put this underneath it so it won't make a racket. Okay, and then last we're going to add the egg, that 1 egg, beaten egg, and give that a good mix as well. Okay, mix it nicely, thoroughly, and now keep this aside for 5 minutes to let all the flavors mingle in there. Once all the flavors have mingled and you've rested the mince for 5 minutes, you take some oil. See, I've got some oil. I washed my hands, and then you just rub some oil in your hand, and now we're going to form this into balls. It depends on what size you want them. I mean, make them a little bit smaller than golf size balls, and then put some more oil on the palm of your hands, and then just carry on making all the balls till all the mince is used up. That's the last one going onto the tray, so that's all the balls done. Now we're going to put the masalas back on, so I've just put the gas on and give it a little stir, and now we're going to make gravy. So I've got water here, so I've got around between 2 and 2.5 mugs of water, so it depends on how much we'll need, because the potatoes and the meatballs need to cook. So I'm going to put all of that water. So that's 2.5 mugs of water. Now we're going to wait for the water. I'm going to put the gas up. And now we're going to wait for this water to come to a boil. You can see now the gravy is coming to a boil, and before we add the potato and the meatballs, we've got to put some salt now to taste. Don't forget there's half a teaspoon of salt already in the meatballs, so I'm going to put around 3/4 of a teaspoon in there. You can see now it's come to a good rolling boil. So now we're going to start adding the meatballs. Just drop them all in there. And keep the gravy rolling, like boiling away. Gently make sure all the bowls are covered in gravy. Now we're going to let this cook on a medium heat, but make sure the gravy keeps on a rolling boil. So I'm just lowering the heat a little bit, and we're going to cook the meatballs for 5 minutes before we add the potatoes. Okay, the bowls have been cooking for last 5 minutes on a rolling boil. Now we're going to add the potatoes. You could put more potatoes if you want. Just give that a gentle stir. And I'm going to put the lid back on. Now let this cook to between 20 to 25 minutes till the potatoes are nice and tender. You can see I put the ball curry dekchi on the back burner, and it's still on a rolling boil because that's a slow heat. That one was too high. So while that's still cooking, I'm going to give you the ingredients for the coconut yellow rice. Now in here I've got 1 ladle spoon of ghee, and it's melted. And in here I've got 2 mugs of basmati rice, which I've washed and soaked. We need to soak this for 20 minutes to half an hour. And I've used this mug. You can see it says Pearl's Kitchen, and it's reminding you to subscribe. That my daughter gave me for Christmas. So I'm using 2 mugfuls of basmati rice, and the liquid for the coconut rice is I never put double, because if that's 2 mugs, the liquid should be 3.5. So that's including the coconut milk. So I'm going to measure it now. So that's 1 mug. And then I'm going to add water to it. So that's 2, 3, and then half. So that's the amount of liquid we'll need for this, and for that I've used 1 full tin of coconut milk. And in here I've got 1 large onion that I've sliced, and in here I've got 1.5 teaspoon of turmeric, that's haldi, and I've got 8 cloves, I've got 1 bay leaf, got 2 cinnamon sticks, and I've got 6 green cardamom that I've popped open. And we'll need salt to taste, and we'll need this mesh for the dum, but if you don't have it, I'll show you how else you can cook this rice. And we'll need some tin foil to cover it for the dum. While the ball curry is still cooking, we're going to start making the coconut yellow rice. So as soon as your ghee gets hot, I'm going to put all the garam masala first. And a few seconds later, we're going to add the onions. Now you need to fry the onions till they're nice and translucent, but don't let it get brown or even golden. Okay, the onions are nice and translucent, and you can see I've drained the water from the rice that was soaking for half an hour. So I'm going to add the rice now into the onions. And now I'm going to add the haldi, the turmeric. And I'm going to also add the salt now, salt to taste. So you'll need at least 2 teaspoons of salt. And now we're going to fry the rice and the turmeric in the onions till the rawness of the haldi goes away. So fry it for at least 2 to 3 minutes. Okay, my rice has been frying with the turmeric for 2 to 3 minutes. And now we're going to add the liquid, the coconut milk and the water. Okay, give it a stir so any rice sticking at the bottom will get released, and then we're going to wait for this to come to a boil, and then I'm going to show you what we're going to do. And we're still waiting for it to boil. Another way of testing it, I should have showed you before, it's still not hot, and is to dip your finger, and it should be the water level touching, the rice touching your finger should come to the first line of your finger, say around 1 inch. So that's the amount of liquid we need, but otherwise just go with 3.5 mugs. Okay, now as soon as the water starts to boil, I'm going to lower the heat, and now we're going to put a tin foil and then put the lid. And now we're going to put this on dum. Dum means on a very low heat. So if you've got this, like I said before, if you've got this mesh, use it. If you don't, then put a flat tawa. And if you don't have a tawa, just put it, make sure you just put it on the lowest possible heat. So I'm going to put this one off, and I'm going to put this dekchi on the back burner on the mesh, and that's it. Now you don't touch this rice for at least half an hour. Okay, now the ball curry has had 25 minutes, and I've just tested the potatoes. They're nice and tender. So now we're going to add the garam masala. You can see it's still on a rolling boil. Stir the garam masala in. See, when you bind the meatballs with bread and egg, then they don't break. And now we're going to put the green coriander. And I'm going to put the gas off, give it a gentle stir, and now let this rest while the coconut yellow rice is cooking. Okay, the ball curry is ready and resting. The coconut yellow rice is still on the dum and cooking. So we can't have ball curry and yellow rice without the devil's chutney. So devil's chutney is also called hell flame. It sounds a bit drastic and scary, but actually it's not. It's a flavor of lovely sweetness and sourness and spiciness, so it gives a lovely flavor all mingled together. So I'm going to give you the ingredients for the devil's chutney. In here I've got 1 large onion that I've cut into big pieces, and we'll need 1 tablespoon of raisins, 1.5 tablespoons of brown sugar, got 3 cloves of garlic, got a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and I've got 1/2 teaspoon of hot chili powder and 1/2 teaspoon of Kashmiri powder. That gives it the redness. That's why the name devil's chutney, because it's quite red. And we'll need, I've got here juice of half a lemon, or around 2 to 2.5 tablespoons of lemon juice. So all we're going to do is put all this in the mixie and make it into a chutney paste. That's our devil's chutney ready. Now all we're doing is waiting for the coconut yellow rice to get done. My coconut rice has had its half an hour, so it's ready now. So you just look at that. Now you just take a fork and just, each grain is separate. Beautiful looking coconut, and smells so lovely. All we have to do is now dish it up. That's our ball curry and coconut yellow rice and devil's chutney ready. You can see it's steaming away. and it really looks delicious and it really smells delicious. All you need to do is just before you serve it to your family or guests, if you're serving it in a big dish, a serving dish, you just add a little bit of coriander for color, and that's it, ready to eat. Now you saw how easy this was to make, so give it a go. This would really make a lovely New Year's Day lunch, and write on your comments what you think about it, and please share my link with your family and friends. And before I go, let me wish each and every one of you a very happy, healthy and prosperous New Year, and I shall see you next time with some more delicious cooking. But until then, may God go with you and give you his peace.